Good morning. Oh, there we go. I'm only slightly nervous. So this is my testimony as a follower of Christ. I have believed in God since before I can even remember. From my very first breath, my parents taught me the values and beliefs of a Christian upbringing. But due to some poor experiences with the churches they had attended in the past, we were never formally belonged to any specific denomination. My father strongly believed that the relationship between us and God was just that, and we didn't need other people telling us how to act or believe. My parents felt so strongly that my brother and I should be brought up in a Christian environment. So I attended and eventually graduated from a private Christian school. Some children endure a torture school experience, but I was fortunate and loved every minute of it. As a child, I had no problem trusting in and leaning on my Lord, but I had also grown up with my share of poor church-going experiences. I had turned my back on Christianity because all I could see from my adolescent point of view was a God being portrayed as a cold and terrifying being who forbade everything that I did and required me to live by a ton of rules and regulations. However, that was soon to change. My most memorable year was in 9th grade, my first year of high school. In a Christian school, Bible is a mandatory class, and all my classmates and I kind of groaned when we found out that even in 9th grade we couldn't get away from it. Mr. Rusk was our teacher, and I'll never forget that first class when he broke all my preconceptions about God and Jesus and his relationship with us. Mr. Rusk was firm in his beliefs, but to my surprise, he was not forceful. He told us that first hour that he could not make us believe in or follow God, that it was completely our decision, and that he simply asked that we would listen to his lessons with open hearts. I had never really stopped believing in Jesus, but was just being kind of rebellious. What had driven me away, though, was being unable to accept a God-in-a-box theory. I had always believed him to be without limitations, and through that class I was reintroduced to that. I realized that I was trying to live my life solely by obeying all the rituals, rules, and regulations like a good Christian, but that following Jesus was actually about just that, following Jesus. Thanks to Mr. Rusk, who I'll forever hold in my heart, I rededicated my life to Jesus that year. The next 3 years passed, and I hungrily learned and experienced all I could about this new side of God that I had never known before, the joyful side. So here I am, a follower of Christ and still ridiculously imperfect. It used to bother me that I kept repeating all the same sins even after accepting God. I thought that I must be the worst Christian ever, until God opened my eyes and made me realize that the change, the act of changing, was the good part. Of course, I wanted to see immediate results, but God is busily at work in my life, and I've found that it's each little victory at a time that I look forward to. Although I'm still impatient with my share of pouting and temper tantrums, I'm so thankful that God is much bigger than that. An atheist friend of mine once told me that he couldn't imagine living his life believing in an enigmatic entity like God, and it got me thinking. I really truly can't imagine my life without him. I tried, but realized that even when I had felt my farthest from him, he was still whispering in my ear. So as a Christian now today, I don't question anymore whether or not he's there, or whether anything I do can separate us, because he's here and his grip is far greater than mine. Now, I take baptism very seriously because I don't want it to be a meaningless event. I was hesitant in the past to make this commitment, but the Lord has shown me that it's time. When I was deciding where to go for my further education, I had several places lined up. I had prayed and asked God to show me where to go. I had needed at least $10,000 before I could come here, and I was still uncertain whether my chosen major was the right choice at the time, but at the end of the summer I had the necessary amount. Not only that, but I had received a bonus from work that was $2,000, giving me a total of $12,000. That solidified my decision, and I packed my bags and moved. Through my aunt, I found Westwood, joined the choir, and met so many new and wonderful people that I was amazed. I'm not really good at making friends. You were also open and accepting that I wanted to be a part of that too. I asked God if this was where he wanted me to be, and a short while later it turned out that one of the classes I had joined at the university was being taught by Mark. I remember thinking, okay, Lord, I know I'm pretty thick sometimes, but I can take a hint. I've been here for a whole year now and have enjoyed every minute of it. I have no doubt that the Lord led me here, and I have decided that here is where I want to be baptized. The Lord has blessed me with a good life, and now he has blessed me with a great family with which to share it. Thank you.